he makes a quick work of these guys, and then he says a really cool line about, you know, you're not fit to call yourself a ninja and stuff. And then he runs off. That made me laugh. I don't know why. It's just, he went there, you know, arrived last minute like a hero and stuff. You know, gave all this big talk, and then when it come down to throwing hands, he just went, whoop, gotta go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of Boruto episode 151. Right, okay, so I watched this episode yesterday, but I didn't have time to do a review or a reaction, so I'm putting it out today. I've got good memories, so I've not rewatched the episode. Everything that happened in the episode is still fresh in my mind, so you're just going to have to take my word for it, so just believe it.
Believe it!
Just before I review the episode, I just want to put this out there because the vast majority of people will trash Boruto, and you know, Boruto doesn't really have a, let's just say, a strong fan base. I think it gets trashed on a lot more than it gets praised. Well, in the West anyway. I think in Japan it's really popping. I think Boruto's really popular in Japan. But overseas and stuff, people just talk shit about Boruto. I personally really enjoy Boruto. I don't mind the anime. I think Boruto's really good. I prefer Boruto over shows like Black Clover. I'm just saying.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
No, the main problem people have with Boruto is the fact that, you know, there's just constant fillers and stuff. I don't see why that's an issue, because that's not an issue that's just with Boruto, because Naruto had that issue as well. Naruto Part 1, you know, before Shippuden, I think it had a total of about 200 and something episodes, but the actual story ended in the first 100 episodes. Literally half of the series is just filler. Like, there was over 100 filler episodes until the final episode aired. So it's not a new thing. I don't understand why people just singling Boruto out like that. Obviously, the issue of filler isn't the only problem. I know that. I mean, the plot and stuff and the characters. I know there's a lot wrong with Boruto, but I personally just accept it for what it is. You know, it's just content. I'd rather be getting Boruto full of fillers than getting absolutely nothing. Do you know what I mean? So I personally like Naruto, so as long as I'm getting a continuation of the story in some sort of form, I'm just gonna accept it. And truth be told, when Boruto does proper arcs, it really does bang. The Boruto movie, that arc was that you can't fault that. That was spot on, and I think now we're going into the manga territory. I personally don't read the manga, so I don't really know what happens, but from what I hear, the manga's really on fire at the moment, so yeah. So Boruto's just gonna keep increasing now. So we've got a new opening this episode, opening number 7. I've done a live reaction to the opening. If you want to check out my reaction to the opening and my thoughts on that, then click here. Okay, anyway, so back to the episode. Now, I'm just going to start and put this out there. I really enjoyed this episode. I think this episode was really good. Out of 10, I'm probably going to rate this episode 6.5, maybe 7 at a push. I know I sound a bit contradictory there, even though I'm saying it's a really great episode. I'm only giving it a 6.5 or a 7. That's because there was a lot of issues in this episode that really bothered me. I'm gonna talk about them as well. I think there's a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of unanswered questions in this episode. So the vast majority of the episode was the fight between Boruto and the gang leader. I forgot his name now. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Yeah, that fight, that was the majority of the episode, and for the most part, I really enjoyed that fight. So obviously, before they start fighting, he sends out his gooners on Boruto, but we all know they're just gonna get wrecked. Typical anime, you know, appetizer sort of scene, you know, where you need to have the starter before you get to your main dish. And so Boruto makes quick work of these guys, and then the actual fight starts. He makes quick work of these guys, and then he says a really cool line about, you know, you're not fit to call yourself a ninja and stuff. And then he runs off. That made me laugh. I don't know why. It's just, he went there, you know, arrived last minute like a hero and stuff, you know, gave all this big talk, and then when it come down to throwing hands, he just went, whoop, gotta go. I just thought, like, alright, okay. And then he reveals to him now, obviously, what happened at the castle. I forgot his name as well. I know it begins with K something. No, not got it. The guy with the glasses, you know, the one that he killed underwater. Yeah, sorry guys, I can't remember his name. So he reveals to me he actually killed him. He ate him, and you know, they took over his body and stuff. And Boruto obviously is angered by that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed with this. I thought Boruto would have been more angry, if you know what I mean. I feel like he got over that straight away. I felt like he didn't. I don't know. He got angry, and then he went out to face him, and that's it. It's just like literally that. I mean, you've got to think, Boruto spent a really long time with this guy back in the cell. You know, we really tried very hard to protect him. You know, he kept like, he was a really depressing guy. every 2 minutes he was like, oh, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna get killed, I'm gonna kill. And Boruto's like, man, just calm down. and it was like assuring him that he's gonna protect him, and they're gonna escape together and stuff. And he really tried, Boruto, and to find out that it was all just a big lie and he died in the end, I don't know, I feel like he just overcome that like that. I thought that would have been more traumatic for Boruto. I don't know. Even after the fight is over, and they go back to the village and stuff, I don't know, it just feels like they just moved past that. They completely just brushed past it as if it was nothing. I mean, this guy died. This is probably the first death that Boruto has dealt with, and it's, I don't know, just, yeah. But I'm just nitpicking there. So Boruto gets kind of pissed, and then he goes charging in, and they start fighting. And then boss obviously shows off his power. He's got a invincible barrier that he calls it, and then he literally deflects every attack that he gets thrown at him. He goes out and says he doesn't need to learn about 100 jutsus and stuff, because he's got an ultimate defense, which is, you know, the barrier thing, and he's got an ultimate attack, which is he literally all he has to do is eats them, and then takes over their power, their memories, their body, everything. Literally becomes that person. So yeah, in our rights, they see where he's coming from. He doesn't really need to learn anything, because no one can hurt him. He can just deflect everything. And if someone does have power that interests him, he could just take over their body. But I still think he's a boring villain, because he doesn't really have a backstory. There's nothing to. He doesn't have substance or anything like that. He's got a pretty interesting power and stuff. But like, what's he doing being a gang leader? He can literally be anything he wants. He can literally. I don't understand why he's sneaking around taking Tento or trying to take Boruto, when he could have just literally went and took Tento's dad himself. Why do you have to go through Tento? I don't understand. He could literally be anyone he wants. Just feel like with the power that he's got, what he's doing seems a bit petty. You know, someone that's got the kind of power that he has, I thought he would have been. I thought he'd have bigger ambitions than just, you know, minor petty thefts and stuff. But anyway, that's a different topic. Now, the issue I had with this fight is this scene right here. So Boruto's attacking, obviously he's throwing the clones at him and stuff, right? So he charges in from the right, blocks his Rasengan, sends another clone to the left, blocks his Rasengan, and it's like he's just stood there just watching these two clones, and I'm like, is invincible barrier? It's not so invincible because it's not like Neji's rotation. It's not. It doesn't have a barrier that's circling him and protecting him from everything. He literally has to block it. That's why when he attacked him from behind, when he hit him with that Rasengan, it actually hurt him. It hit him. So unless he blocks you, his defense doesn't work. So Boruto did the right thing, sent out the clones left, right, and he's there doing that, and the middle's open. So I don't understand why he just stood there watching. And when his clones gets thrown out, then he charges, and I'm like, you could have literally ended that fight right there and then. So that's the issue I have with that fight. I feel like that fight dragged on more than it needed to. I mean, that should have been KO right there. 4 clones, 1 to the front, 1 to the side, 1 to the other side, 1 from behind. All Rasengan, he can't protect. and the fight's over, but I guess that's too easy of a defeat for Boruto. But if that's the case, then they should have changed his power a little bit. They should have made his defense mechanism a lot stronger than it actually was, because that's the first issue I had. The second issue I had with the episode was the scene where Boruto goes to Tento, gives him the shuriken, and he's like, I don't want you to use this for what he was going to do before. I'm like, you wasn't there when he nearly tried doing that, so how'd you know? You literally wasn't in the warehouse, so how'd you know he tried committing suicide? But okay, whatever. And then it literally hands it over to him, and he's like, I'm the, I believe you can do it and stuff. And he goes out, and obviously he gets captured, and he's getting choked and stuff. And then Tento throws a shuriken and hit him, and it hits him, and obviously that gives Boruto the opening, and then he does the Rasengan. And then Boruto goes like, oh, that really surprised me, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, you literally gave him you gave him the shuriken, you told him you're relying on him, and then now you're like, oh wow, I'm shocked, I can't believe you've done that. I don't know, I thought that was a bit funny, but yeah, it is what it is. And then the last thing that happened in the episode that really bothered me was the whole Boruto running out of power. So when he's there getting choke slammed, he's trying to do Rasengan and stuff. He can't. It was building up, and then he runs out of chakra, and he can't infuse any more chakra. He literally can't. He's trying. Nothing's coming out. Can't do the Rasengan anymore, and he's like, oh shit, I've run out of chakra and stuff. And then literally 30 seconds later, he's there doing a Rasengan. When Tento throws the shuriken and he gets an opening, oh, here you go, Rasengan. I'm like, it was just established like a minute ago that you've run out of chakra, you can't infuse any more chakra. But now, because you've got an opening, suddenly you've got enough power to do a Rasengan. Rasengan is a really high level jutsu, and it requires a lot of chakra in the first place. It's like, okay then. Obviously the Rasengan doesn't finish him off, and he's coming back for more, and Boruto, he tries doing another Rasengan, but he can't this time, and then he gets a weird mark in his arm. It's really hurting him. So I'm guessing, well, we all know what that is, because we've seen it in the first episode of Boruto when he's got that really cool mark going down his, I think right side or left side. Obviously that's the start of that. Obviously it's tiny, and it was just a little side of his arm and stuff, but that's obviously going to grow to the point of his face and stuff. It's some sort of curse mark. So when I was watching this, I thought something was going to happen. I thought like, oh wow, okay, we're going to get a cool moment here. We're going to get a cool power up. But then nothing happened. I'm like, I was like, oh come on. I literally thought it was gonna be like, do you know when like Naruto versus Neji? So during that fight, Naruto tried his best. He couldn't beat Neji. He couldn't touch him, and he ran out of chakra. He literally couldn't get any more chakra out. And then he was like, oh right, let me use the Nine Tails chakra, and and that's the first time he used the fox's power, and it was cool. It was epic. I thought we was gonna get that here with Boruto, because he ran out of chakra. He needs to finish this guy off. His curse marks starts to develop. For his eye was gonna activate, and I thought we were gonna have a cool moment, but no, I think it's too early for that. They just teased it a little bit, and then that's it really. And Boruto was gonna get taken out, and then Mitsuki and Sarada come and save the day, because obviously they don't trust Boruto. They're like, this guy's weak, we need to go and help him. Absolutely zero faith. So they were worried about him, so they went back, and turns out they were right. He couldn't finish the job. But yeah, that's the episode in a nutshell, pretty much. Overall, the episode was very enjoyable. I think this was one of the best Boruto episodes for a very long time, so I really did enjoy the episode. I know I'm being a little bit negative in this review, but it's constructive criticism. You know, the few issues that bothered me in this episode, but they're not major issues that ruin the episode for me. I really still enjoyed the episode. It was just, from a story point of view, I just thought, you know, it was like little nitpicks here and there. I'm like, oh, you know, what's this? Come on, sort it. The final scene is when Sai's interrogating Mr. Fatso, and he reveals this group calls themselves Kara, which is the new Akatsuki basically. So they call them Kara, and it doesn't really reveal anything about them. He just pretty much just says, you know, he thought these guys are bad. All we got from him is they're called Kara. Curse mark that Boruto's got is sort of linked to Kara, and this is what I don't get. So when his curse marks starts to develop, you know, he gets scared and is like, don't tell me, are you part of that group? And Boruto's like, well, what group? What are you talking about? And he's like, oh right, got scared there, and then he carries on. So, but from what he's telling Sasuke and stuff, he's like, he's never got involved with them. He's not really physically met them. You know, he's just heard about them, and he just he knows that they're called Kara, and that's it. And he ran. He didn't want to get involved with them. So how does he know that this curse mark is linked to these guys then? I just thought, you know, something doesn't make sense here. I don't know, that whole scene confused me a little bit, so I don't know if it's just bad storytelling, or if he's hiding something that gets revealed later on, or, you know, just, I don't know. I just don't understand that whole scene. Having a look at next week's episode preview, if it's actually still continuation of the story, but it feels like we're gonna have some filler arcs. Well, I don't know. I just think it's filler anyway. But that's gonna be happening next week. But yeah, I definitely can't wait for this arc to pick up, because I know it's gonna be straight fire, and you know, you can tell by the new opening. I'll be sure to review the episodes, unless you want me to do a live reaction. If you do, then let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.